Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my video on the new Arch-Glacor boss, and it is really awesome. I think the mechanics of this boss and the way that it works is absolutely phenomenal, and Jagex needs to make more bosses like this in the future. This boss literally applies to any playstyle. You can go ahead and do normal mode with no mechanics, and it's just like a DPS dummy for like a very entry-level PvMer or someone without good gear, and you actually get okay loot from that as well. Then if you want to challenge yourself with all 5 mechanics on normal mode, they make it so you have to deal with every one of those mechanics, so you can't just get best in slot gear, DPS through it, and skip all the mechanics. This time you have to fight every single one, whereas Kerapac, you can skip it all, right? So I like the fact that it forces you to do all the mechanics, and it also makes the fight take long enough that the loot can be very good, and they don't mind because you can't just go and get a 20-second kill. The loot is going to be good because of that. And my god, is the normal mode loot good. It is so strong. It's like 400 to 500k on average per loot. Is nutty. Then you have hard mode on top of that, where it goes and streaks in rage the same as Telos. It starts at 0%. You can risk your loot or a portion of your loot and then go and do more and more at higher enrages, increasing your streak, increasing your enrage, giving you a higher chance of getting loot. The only issue with hard mode is it only gives you 1 drop instead of 3 in normal mode with all the mechanics. This is my only gripe with this boss. I love the boss. The mechanics are insane. It's so fun. The only issue that I have is that you get worse loot in hard mode than you do normal mode. Yes, I know you can get the tier 95 add-on, and obviously that is only available in hard mode, but the default loot should also be better. If you take a look at Kerapac, the loot is doubled in hard mode for the generic loot, and then also you get the chance of that staff, so it's really good money. You get rewarded for the harder difficulty. With this Glacor on hard mode, you only get 1 roll, which means you typically at 0% roll 1 thing that you would get in normal mode. So what this means is that if you're going to be getting a stack of like 15 Hydrix bolt tips, you're just going to get 15 Hydrix bolt tips in hard mode without the other 2 stacks that would come in normal mode. And once you streak and once you get higher in rages and stuff, your loot does increase, but it just doesn't increase enough. I didn't actually get a drop that was better than like a normal mode drop until I had at least like 25 kill streak every single time. The fact that you have to do like 25 kills without dying to then start getting better loot than normal mode, or just even break even with normal mode loot, seems a bit off. And then on top of that, you can't get the troves or effigies like you can in normal mode, which is a big loss in my opinion. Because the trove is the only way to get pages for the god book, so, I mean, the troves are important. I love this boss. I love the streaking mechanic. I really think the Telos loot system is one of the best in the game because it's like risk versus reward. You're risking it for the biscuit to get better loot, but the loot just doesn't seem better. If you want to make money, it seems better to just go do normal mode. Although that being said, hard mode kills are quicker than normal mode because there is no, like, time gates. Hard mode doesn't delay it, so you have to have all 5 abilities played. You can kill hard mode within a minute and you're done. You can skip like half of the mechanics if you wanted to, if you have enough DPS. So that's awesome, but the only issue is, I just don't think you're going to be able to increase the kill time enough to warrant losing, 2/3 of your loot. Especially when you get to the higher enrages, because his HP scales indefinitely. His HP never stops scaling, so all the way up to 4k, he's gaining HP every time you push in rage, which means your kill times only get longer. I was getting just over 1 minute kills for my first like 0 to 100% with best in stock gear. Then by the time I got to 500%, I was literally taking 3.5 to 4.5 minutes to kill the boss. This just means that obviously it takes a very long time and you're not actually getting that much extra reward for the amount of effort you're putting in and the amount of time it takes. I streaked from 0 to 500% and this was my chest. I honestly think that this chest is pretty lackluster, considering I've done 42 kills in hard mode without dying, pushing in rage every time, making the HP bigger, damage you take bigger, and the risk bigger. These 42 kills on normal mode wouldn't have been that much different. I probably got a little bit more loot here than I would have in normal mode. Maybe like 200k extra a kill. And that's only because I got a couple of lucky rolls at high enrage, high streak. It should be way more than this. It's just a little bit of a shame from a loot perspective. But with that being said, I've, ranted about that enough. The boss mechanics are phenomenal. You can do 1 mechanic, 2 mechanic, 3 mechanic, 4, 5, whatever you want in normal mode. You can customize it however you want to learn the boss, learn a specific mechanic, and just progress at any rate that suits you. That's amazing. You get more and more reward the more mechanics you turn on. Amazing again. And hard mode is so much fun. The fact that it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger is so entertaining. Watching Evil Lucario do 1,500% in Rage and just seeing it have like 1.3 million HP is absurd. That is just nuts. And it's constantly hitting super hard and I don't know. It's just such a fun boss. Really good mechanics, really fun fight. I'm going to make a guide to hard mode soon, probably either tonight or tomorrow, but obviously it's going to take a little bit of time to make sure that's all ironed out and everything. I do want to know what you guys think about this boss. Are you enjoying it? Are you doing hard mode, normal mode? What do you think of the loot? What do you think of the mechanics? The mechanics are phenomenal. Absolutely amazing boss. They need to do this with every single boss in the future. They want to release bosses like this because no one is locked out of the content. I think it's so good, man. Literally, no matter what type of player you are, you can kill this boss. You can do it with no mechanics and it's like KBD style and it's really, really smooth. Or you can add mechanics to depending on your skill level, or you can do hard mode. Amazing boss, super enjoyable, and I got the pet, so that's awesome as well. Look at this pet, it looks sick. And I love that they also made it so you get a skin for it at 1K hard mode. Look at that hard mode pet, that is absolutely amazing. That black skin of it is phenomenal as well. Super excited to unlock that at 1K KC. What I'd done over the first day of release was this. This is my collection log. I have 262 KC and I got very heavily spooned. And I'm so excited to try and make a tier 95 weapon because it's insanely rare. For a tier 95 weapon, I need 10 of these Dark Nihilus. I only have 3. This is the thing that's holding me back right now. The remnants are capped at 250, but I do have 7,500 of those. And I have 2 of the cores. You need 1 of these. So all I need is 7 more Dark Nihilus, which seems super rare. And then I can make a tier 95. I can showcase that and we can make lots of money and have a good time. That should be really awesome. I also got a Leng artifact, which is required to upgrade gloves. So that's cool. That's another thing on the log. And obviously I got the pet. So overall, in 262 KC, that's insane. My highest in Rage is 509%. And again, I got my kill streak of 0 to 500%, which is really cool. Really happy with how day 1 has gone, and I'll continue to try and push forward in the future. Had an absolute blast killing this boss. I literally streamed for 13 hours killing this boss because it was so much fun. Good job, Jagex, making this one. Hopefully, we can see a little bit of a tweak to the common loot in hard mode. And other than that, everything is awesome. The fact that it appeals to everyone is amazing. I really hope the rest of the 2 fronts in Gold Wars Dungeon 2 are as good as this and Kerapak because they're really, really outdoing themselves in terms of boss mechanics and, just how fun things are. So hats off to Jagex for this. Really proud and happy to, see this update through. Have a lovely one. Give me your thoughts about this boss in the comments down below. Give the video a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new for loads of future content. And as always, until next time, see ya.